It's Shawn Casemore here, and welcome to this brief series on empowered leadership. You know, I'm often asked, Shawn, what does agility mean, specific to the role of a leader? And what I wanted to share with you today are a few ideas on how to be more agile as a leader. And I want to say that slowly, not fragile as a leader, but agile as a leader. First off, what I want you to do from a leadership perspective is recognize that there's more than one way to skin a cat, so to speak. No offense to cat lovers, but there's more than one way to approach each and every different scenario. Just because I've been with the organization or in my role for a long period of time does not mean I have all the answers. Tenure does not trump new ideas. As a leader, we need to be seeking out new ways of doing things. That often comes from our employees, more specifically, new employees. And if you have a team of folks that have been around and in their roles for some time, you should look at cross-training, bringing in individuals from other departments to get their perspective on how things can be done differently in your area. Next, I want to reinforce something that I think is very critical. As a leader, we often get into the habit of providing answers, when in fact that's the wrong approach. We don't want to be prescriptive. A truly agile leader is someone who entices and encourages employee questions and input, but then is very agile and flexible in how they adapt and respond to that input. What I mean by that is when an employee provides an answer that maybe you're not completely aligned with, you're flexible enough to think outside the box, to take into account that employee's perspective and contrast it against your preconceived notions. And the last and most critical point about being an agile leader is, as I mentioned earlier, be flexible. Be adaptable to the circumstances around you. There's nothing worse than when change comes from the top of the organization or a new employee comes into your department that you're inflexible. I remember one of the roles I had early on in my career. The first day in my new role, my manager brought me a binder. It was about this thick, and they said, you know, Shawn, sit down and spend the day reading this binder to get up to speed on everything that's happening. I read the binder for about 3 minutes, and about 5 minutes into that role, I decided I was going to quit and find another job. 2 years later, that's exactly what I did. So if you're going to be an agile leader, you need to be flexible. You need to have dialogue with employees, and you need to encourage communication. Being an agile leader is one of the ways in which you can be a more empowered leader. So I ask you, are you ready for the Empowered Leader chair? Join me for our next episode on the Empowered Leader and learn about how you can be more empowered, more motivating, and more productive in your role as an empowered leader.